2, 1.
You are now listening to TDL on silverandblackpride.com. This play used to be run with Henry Ruggs, and we got Darren Waller on the choice route, Hunter Renfrow on the shallow. But I want you guys to watch Tyrann Mathieu here, okay?
God, you see the ball is out here. He's breaking on the ball. I think if he got a little closer.
Everybody, we are back. It is Tape Don't Lie. It is your favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders breakdowns. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you dislike it. Go ahead, leave a comment if you like it. Go ahead, leave a comment if you don't like it. All right, so also make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me at BD Williams 18. You got manscaped.com, the sponsor, TDL. Enter promo code TDL at manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping. So make sure you guys check us out there. And like I said, subscribe. So today we're covering the Broncos win 17-13, right? 17-13 for the Broncos over. The Raiders over the Broncos. I was getting a lot wrong on late Wednesday night, but we're here, guys. We're covering it all. We're going to go offense, defense, like we always do. I mean, it was offensive performance is actually better than the broadcast or the feeling or the score kind of put out there. I mean, of course, are the stupid turnovers, but yeah, I mean that really hurt the game. But other than that, I mean, they would pretty much move the ball pretty well. If they can move the ball like that going forward without the turnovers, it might. Who knows? But so
what team that the Raiders have faced this year is a better defense than the Broncos defense?
That's a better defense than the Broncos defense. Whew. I don't know. I can't.
I mean, Washington, when it was healthy, when I was watching them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a pretty good defense, but then obviously they were hurt, COVID list, who knows what was happening on their defense, and they've just like completely folded down the stretch here. Chiefs had a really good defense.
Chiefs.
Their defense is getting better and better each week, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So that defense is probably up there, but the Broncos, like that defense is probably up there, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
the pass rush talent that they have, and then the secondary talent that they have.
Yeah, I mean the Broncos defense is really good, but I will say Derek Carr's always played really well against Vic Fangio, so that's kind of how I kind of looked at that matchup a little bit, kind of a little different. He played well against when he was a rookie when he played against San Francisco, so it's kind of interesting with that. But I mean, I'm trying to think of some other. I mean, every time the other good defense they played was the Cowboys. They put up 36 on them. So, I mean, the Cowboys have been rolling basically on their defense ever since then. So, which I always thought was interesting because the Raiders went up and they had a pretty good game offensively against them, but they didn't make any mistakes that game either. I mean, they had the Waller fumble that ended up being an incomplete pass, but other than that, they didn't make any mistakes. This game, they did make mistakes, and I feel like if they didn't, it would have been a way bigger lead. But they made the mistakes and allowed the Broncos to stay in the game. So
100%, yeah. Did you notice anything off the broadcast that you didn't see when you were anything that popped out at you?
I will say, what popped out at me fresh from the tape. I mean, I know this is not different from the broadcast, but I thought Jacobs really had a really, really good game. So did the whole offensive line. I thought the whole offensive line played really well. Pass blocking, is always iffy. I mean, they're always a little iffy on pass blocking. I thought Leatherwood got worked by Shelby Harris a lot. It's a lot of quick pressure, but not a lot of pressure, because they were able to get rid of the ball quick. But one thing I did notice was the intermediate game was really, really good. And I'm covering a little bit of how they're using Zay Jones in a different way, and instead of trying to make him the deep guy, and it's being more effective.
Nice.
And so is Henry Renfro's better in the intermediate, and so is Deshaun Jackson. So I thought they worked the intermediate game a whole lot better. That was something I noticed, but I mean, it wasn't too much different. I mean, I thought they moved the ball well, and I mean, they really had some high success rates in my charting. It was like around like 64%. So, I mean, they moved the ball when they wanted to. It's just if they didn't have those stupid turnovers, I mean, they would have scored a lot more points. But or just drives just stalling for something stupid, like a flag or somebody open quick pressure or something like that. So,
Well, why don't you just jump into offense? Why don't you just go first?
All
right, let's just get a 15-second ad real quick, and then Marcus is going to show us the offense. Yeah, that's a blackout collection. People who are watching, you see how fresh it looked. You want some TDL gear in your life. Make sure you grab the blackout collection. We have the other gear as well. I know that a lot of people bought that up the first time that we had a little gear shop launch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember, we had a lot of people buying that up. So I think it was like close to 100 people bought TDL gear at this point. But make sure you get that blackout collection. Look fresh, TDL gear. That's it. Go ahead, Mark.
Let's get it. Hopefully. Good. All right, good. You can see it, all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. All right, so we're going to start off with the run game. So today we're going to be covering the run game, basically Josh Jacobs and the run game. A lot of 12 personnel this week. I mean, that was really something I noticed in my charting is that they really ran the ball really, really well on 12 personnel. Had 8 carries for 60 yards running 12 personnel. And this is the first time they had more than 20% of 12 personnel since the Cowboys game. So that's why I was talking about the offense playing as well as they did that game. I mean, it's more because they're more versatile than the usual 11 personnel. So let's get into it. First, to start off with some mid-zone. All right, mid-zone. Bring it back a little bit. Showed you guys to see that mid-zone. Mid-zone is outside zone family, wide zone, mid-zone, mid-zone. Open up towards this foot of the tackle. Does a running back, right? Kind of, you already see it. So you already see the blocking concepts here. Here we go. Boom. Right. And watch number 50 make this play. So I'm going to bring this back a little bit. So when they're making these blocks, right? When they're making these blocks, that's why I talk about Tom Cable all the time. It's because they're making these blocks, right? And you see Brandon Parker, he is moving really quick on this reach block, right? And they're both reach blocking the same guy, right? And instead of Leatherwood coming up to 56, they're blocking the same guy. And then Foster Moreau, he's late to 50. He's not moving, right? So watch 50 just do this. Watch, you just see it real quick. Boom, he just shoots that gap. Right? And these things happen in the run game just too much. Right? But like I said, they still had a good day. But when these things happen, you're playing a good football team like the Colts. I mean, you're going to have a lot of issues. So I want to show this one too. So this one, we got duo, which they rarely run, is duo, right? And the difference between inside zone and duo is Josh Jacobs opens to the A gap of this tight end, right? So the strong side, right? So here, but you see really late. See, there's a jet motion, right? Jet motion here, but you see Callahan and they shift, right? So Callahan, he becomes a linebacker, right? And he covers the B gap and he just jumps it. And then Renfro can't get to it. Moreau doesn't adjust to get him. Boom, right? Makes Josh Jacobs have to make a different play. So, I mean, teams are ready for this run game, right? And the Raiders they just have to make their blocks, okay? So, you see this one. This is a good run by Jacobs. I want to go back to this one. Let's go back a little bit. This is a good run by Jacobs. I like this. This kind of showed his patience that he was playing with a little bit. So, see here, you would think that you go right here to this hole, right? But this guy, Leatherwood, is blocking right here. He's moving this way. Leatherwood is moving him this way. Leatherwood had a really good game blocking, right? And you see Andre James get the second level. But the patience by Jacobs, it allows him to hit the other hole. He gets 8. So that was really impressive by Josh Jacobs, just adjusting, right? And then, we saw some diversity here too. We got the counter, right here, counter OF. That's what the old school guys call it here. So we got counter OF. Got John Simpson, he's pulling. Foster Moreau, he's pulling too. And then we got down blocks the other way, right? So you got the down blocks. See the pull. It's a great block by Foster Moreau. Boom, right? Create that. And then Josh Jacobs with the tough yards, right? Another 8 yards. And this is the first half. This is before, Josh Jacobs had that, just became a monster. So, I mean, they were running the football at will. And, I kind of want to show kind of why, right? I mean, you kind of see these gaps. I mean, especially when you got 13 personnel and then you kind of got these, I mean, it's pretty even, right? You expect to be able to run the football. So, but we see counter again, right? I'll go back and, highlight 50 here. You see 50, right? Who had an awesome game. Griffith, I don't know who that guy is. Griffith is really good. Right, he's really good. I don't know how old he is, but he's good. You see here how patient he is because he knows his gaps opening. So this goes back to coaching a little bit too, because I don't know. I looked this up, and Andre James is really supposed to come up to 50, right? So since Andre James is supposed to come up to 50, he doesn't. He comes to this block a little too hard. 50 just kind of hesitates. He shoots that gap. It's blown up 2 yards, right? Raiders still scored a touchdown on that drive, but I mean, I could have put him behind in the red zone once again. And then, here's when the game really changed because Josh Jacobs had his fumble here. Derek Carr throws a left-handed. It actually was a run play because he threw it backwards. But, I mean, this is when the whole game changed, guys, because this is when everything changed. Because after this, Josh Jacobs was not the same guy. So this is like a changing moment. For I don't know if this is like changing for the season, but this play, he just bounced it off his thing, bounced it off his leg, right? He's never the same after that. Because now let's watch Josh Jacobs in the second half here. So, I mean, this first run, I still want him to see this cutback quick, right? I want him to see it quicker because he gets there, right? But I want him to see that right now, right? He gets there, he does break, has some tough yards. Good run though, still good run. But you just want him to see that quicker. But obviously, every run here is tough. This is like angry. Every run is angry from here on out, guys. So here we go once again. I mean, this isn't the best vision in the world either. So we got the hole right here, right? And he kind of tries to get away from it, but boom, it's just physicality anymore though. It's he's not going down without a fight, and he gets about 6 yards out of that, right? So I mean,
great run.
Right, great run. Here we are once again, mid-zone. I mean, we just mid-zoned him to death after this, right? And this is one of my favorite runs. John Simpson gets blown back here. You see it gets blown back, but Jacobs does a good job of just jump cutting. Boom, jump cut back, get upfield, get 8. I don't know when's the last time you saw that.
Where has this been?
I don't know. So, and then sometimes the line just did work too. So mid zone again. See the line just doing work. Look at Leatherwood just pushing this guy like 5 yards, right? And Parker, getting that seal. Jacobs got a seal. John Simpson got a seal. Colton Miller got a seal. Look at that.
Oh,
man, that's it's awesome. Jacobs still got to hold on. You got to put 2 hands on the ball, dog. Come on. All right, and this is one of my favorite runs right here too. You got mid zone again, right? Nothing there, right? He's about to cut up. Here comes Bradley Chubb, and then he hits them with the juke. Oh, with the dead leg right there. Cut up field. Tough run, right? 8 yards, right? Another 8, right to the goal line. And this is one of my favorite runs. This is what I was like, oh my God, we're back. This is like, oh, Josh Jacobs is back, right? Because this isn't sexy, guys. This isn't a sexy run. But you see here, got a little hole there, right? It's about to close. Right? I mean, maybe a couple weeks ago he might bounce this, but nah, he just puts his head down, puts tough yards, gets 5. Successful play. Start the drive off. Get 5. Right? Here we go. Inside zone slice. Little inside zone, split zone. Josh Jacobs, right? Nothing there. This is a good bounce. This is a correct bounce. Bounce that one. Nothing's there. Get that one. That's 12. Look at it. You see it, Barber. I want to show that. Look at him and Barber. I don't know if Barber said something at halftime, but he just look at Barber. Yeah. You already know. All right, here we go. little zone lead. I mean, Sutton Smith, bro. I don't know. That dude's a linebacker playing fullback. Look what he does to Chubb. Look at man. And like I said, just tough yards, tough 4 yards. Like you are not going to take him down easy anymore. Tough 4 yards there, right? So got a little more. Look, counter OF again, right? This is another one, right? No hole there. On let's go ahead. Let's get a little bounce. No, are we gonna bounce it? 56. No, I'm dead legged you right back. It's just all game, man. It was just all game nastiness from the second half on. I mean, I'm telling you, if he runs like this, I mean, the Colts don't stop to run very well. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. All right, and I mean, this is when the Raiders were trying to run. This is their run the clock out. These last 2 runs. The runs before that was the run the clock out. You know, we're running the clock out here. Look at blocks, right? And even he's not blocked up. You see, he cuts it back inside and then gets tough yards, right? 5 yards right there. Make it 3rd and 2. And then you got the nice play after that to Foster Moreau. That's game, right? So, I mean, Josh Jacobs had a great game. All right, so I'm going to talk about Zay Jones a little bit and using Zay Jones a little differently. You know, I'm a Zay Jones killer, but he just can't track the football. Let's see all of this. All right, so here we go. They decided, let's not throw deep to Zay. Let's just get him underneath. I really like this one because this is a switch up, right? You know, usually Hunter Renfrow runs the choice route. Oh, let's give it to Zay. Boom, right there. Nice catch. Get the first down. Right? So I really liked how they did that. Switch that one up. Get it to Zay Jones. And then, here's the dig. We get a little Yankee, 12 personnel. They threw 12 personnel too really well. Play action, right? Hit the Yankee. Boom, right there. See, underneath. I mean, he's a good receiver underneath. I mean, he's not bad. And then he does a little patented thing, a little get up. Intermediate, he is not a bad receiver. And I think that using him in that role is not bad. I mean, he's fine there. I mean, it's when you start using him deep and you want him to track footballs and you're throwing deep to him. I mean, a bullet is fine. Throw him a bullet. He's all right. So here we go on the little dragon, right? This is a nice catch from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a nice diving catch he made. But it's a bullet. He doesn't have to track it in the air right to him. He doesn't drop it. So yeah, I mean, I really like what I saw from Zay Jones too a little bit, but the run game had me excited, man. I was.
Sutton Smith. Do you remember him?
What's that?
Do you remember Sutton Smith coming out of college?
Yeah, he's a linebacker, right?
Yeah, he was a linebacker. I didn't realize that he's bounced around the NFL. He's never played in an actual NFL game until he played with the Raiders as a fullback.
Wow.
I didn't realize that.
Man,
he led the nation in sacks or something like that in Northern Illinois. Like, there was he was a really good player, but he was just like, the body type isn't right, Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, fullback, great. I love it. Sutton Smith, he's a baller. Go back to Sutton Smith's college tape. He's a baller. I love it. Fullback, special teams, love it.
Yeah. He had another one where he pancaked somebody. I didn't even show that one. I think that was Peyton Barber. He pancaked somebody, man. I mean, he just wants to hit somebody. He's like, I'm too slow to play linebacker, so I could just let me play fullback so I could hit somebody. Right. I'm mad they won't let me play linebacker, so I'm gonna take it out on linebackers. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But yeah, the run game, bro, had me excited in the second half. I know the Broncos, they're not a run first team, but the next two teams really aren't either. I mean, even if Darius Leonard and them they play, I mean, that's kind of their weakness. I mean, their weakness is stopping the run. So the run game picking back up is a great thing. You really want to see that. You'll see Jacobs, take his game to another level, take that step to help finish the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote an article about it today, and I said that, the Raiders couldn't run the ball a game, but nobody cares if they can run the ball in January. So, all year, I mean, they haven't run the ball all year, but it doesn't matter if the guys are run blocking that well. I mean, nobody really had a bad run blocking day. And, that the teams that they're playing, I mean, like I said, they play the Colts this week, who aren't the greatest run blocking team. I mean, they can stop the run probably if they're gonna have a good game plan. I'm not gonna say they have a good game plan for the Raiders. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready for the Raiders' run game and their designs. But the next team they play, if they can, find a way to sneak this next one out, they play the Chargers, who play the same exact scheme, basically, and the same exact setup as the Broncos,
right?
And and the Raiders were able to feast on those little 6-man boxes that they had, and that's basically what they were able to do, and the Broncos weren't ready for that mid zone. That's why they went more mid zone all game. They didn't really run any inside zone. It was mid zone. Yeah. After mid zone, and it worked. I mean, they were able to run the ball.
That drive after halftime when Josh Jacobs came out and ran, roughshod all over them. Okay, I think Vic Fangio was definitely like, there was enough of those plays where Vic Fangio was putting 2 high safeties in a shell, right? Yeah. Thinking like, okay, they're gonna pass this time, and they just ran every single play all the way down there for a score. Love that they were just like, okay, this works, so why get cute? You know what I'm saying? Like that's football. Football is doing what's working. You don't have to pass just to pass. Like if you're getting 5 yards to carry, just keep on running it until they take it away. And that's Vic Fangio's thing, is he wants to take away pass plays. He wants to play too high and get exotic in the coverages. And it's like, who cares? We're just running it down your throat. Who cares what coverages you're playing here? Like you want to call like all these different cover 7s and everything like that, bracket the receiver and have a Yankee adjustment. Like they're just like, okay, we're just going to run the ball straight down your throat. Are you going to stop that though? And they weren't able to. So, and you were showing them playing against not just light boxes. You were showing them play against some heavy boxes, and they were still able to get that push.
Yeah.
And Josh Jacobs just running angry and dragging some guys with him. That's like, yeah. I agree though. It changed. That fumble changed him. So hopefully we see that for the rest of the year and not just one half of the game.
That's what I'm saying, because I think what Hunter Renfrow said after the game, he said he stopped talking. So that's interesting. Hopefully he doesn't need to talk the rest of the year then, because if he's going to run like that, I mean, I've been wanting him to run like that all year. I mean, man, I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah. Make people tackle you, bro.
Shame that it took that long, honestly.
Make people tackle you. You are 200. You are 5'10", 220. Like that is just a bowling ball. And even though you run a 4.6, he has acceleration, but he can accelerate. So yeah, he doesn't have long speed, but he has burst.
Right.
And he needs to run through somebody's face. Just run through their faces, man. Wear them down a little bit. Make them fear tackling you. So we get to the third and the fourth quarter. It's different, but I really feel like the game plan was to pass first and then run later. I feel like that was their game plan for this, and it was working until they started turning the ball over. So,
right,
yeah. All right, man. So what are you covering today for SBD? What are you covering?
I'm gonna get into. I'm just gonna get into the defense, kind of some of the things that they did, stop the run, just kind of explain some of Gus Bradley's scheme. And it hasn't been. It never looked this good against the run. I'll just say that it is beautiful, beautiful work against the run this week. It's definitely the best game that the Raiders defense played all year, and credit to them because they're down starters, like their starters at the beginning of the year versus like who's starting now. Abrams out, Littleton got benched, I guess. Hobbs wasn't in. It was Keyshawn Nixon. Trufant was in the game, and he was getting targeted a lot. So I'll go over Desmond Trufant too as well. And then a little bit they're blitzing a lot more this game than they have. So I'll talk about that.
It's true lock.
It's true lock. It's true.
Yeah, a couple of things I want to get to before you get to defense. So, I mean, Brian Edwards is out this game, right? So I thought this was pretty interesting. I just want to bring this up. So Brian Edwards is out. So that left what? Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones, and Deshaun Jackson, right? And I feel like with that kind of wide receiver core, I mean, it kind of fit all their skill sets. So you had the slot guy and Renfrow, right? Then you had Zay Jones as the intermediate guy, and then you have the deep guy, Deshaun Jackson, and they were able to kind of set him up. So they had to respect him on short throws early. They did really good job of setting that up, throwing him some
Yeah.
Omahas, some quick outs. I really liked how they did that, and and then we saw a couple plays that I haven't seen yet. They didn't hit him, but they did a play action throwback to him, which I think was super interesting. They haven't ran that yet, so with Brian Edwards out, it was just interesting how they did it. I don't know. I don't know if they should. It worked. It worked really well. So, do you just kind of throw Edwards back in there and then expect it kind of just to go back how it used to? Or do you kind of just fit Edwards in there like you used to do Jackson and kind of leave Jackson, Jones, and Renfrow out there on 11 personnel in the most of the snaps? I think that you should do the latter because they haven't moved the football like that through the air in a long time. And it was pretty consistent. So, I really feel like that maybe should be
as long as when Edwards comes back, if they continue to use Zay Jones like you're showing, okay, Zay Jones, he can run a choice route. He's a good route runner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot of attention to detail. Completely agree with you. He's not a deep speed guy, and I never understood why everyone was like, "Oh, he's a deep threat" or something like that. When he came out of college running a 4.4, a 4.4 is fast. Okay, don't get me wrong, 4.4 is blazing fast. But that's what every other DB runs in the NFL as well. So I never understood why everyone was like, "Oh, he's such a deep threat." He's like, he runs 4.4s. Every DB in the NFL runs 4.4s. You can't play DB unless you run 4.4.
100%, yeah. Unless you're
right. So, right, it's like an incredibly rare DB that doesn't run 4.4s in the NFL. Like you are a 10-year NFL vet at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I never got why people were like, "Oh, he's a deep threat. He's a super athlete and all this stuff." He's like, no, he's a regular for the NFL caliber athlete for the wide receiver position. He's a good route runner, and I obviously Derek Carr loves the guy. So yeah, get him on the intermediate stuff, on the short stuff. I love it. That's Zay Jones. He led NCAA in catches, receptions, or whatever. Didn't he set a record at East Carolina or something like that? He's a possession guy. He's not a big play guy.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's why even on the last drive against the Browns, he looked a whole lot better too because it did on the intermediate. So, but that's what I'm saying. So if you get Jackson and Jones on the outside, then you can use a lot of different things, and that's why they were talking about that throwback that they almost hit. If Kareem Jackson wasn't just amazing in cover 7, probably they were about to hit it. But Kareem Jackson is Kareem Jackson, and Justin Simmons is Justin Simmons. So, but they had that throwback that I really was interested in that they haven't ran, and but it just kind of fit better. I don't know why. And Deshaun Jackson was a little more. It felt like he was a little more engaged. I feel like he went through the playbook this week. He was like he saw Edwards on the COVID list. He was like, "Oh, let me actually run the routes, not the Rams ones. Let me run the Raiders routes." Because the whole route that they've shown like 3 times of him missing Carr. He finally hit Carr. Carr finally hit him on it because he went flat on it like he's supposed to.
There you go.
Man, he saw Edwards go out. He's like, "I'm getting the ball this week."
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead, BD. It was funny. He seriously played. He looked totally different. He looked like engaged. He was like celebrating with guys.
That's
funny.
Like, all right. Hey,
go ahead, Doc.
We're gonna jump into defense. Let's just get a quick word from our sponsor.
Hey, fellas, this episode of Tape Don't Lie is brought to you by our favorite producers of grooming tools, Manscaped. The global leaders in below-the-waist grooming are leaving 2021 with a new product. Clean yourself into the new year with their ultra premium body wash. Also, special offer alert, use the code TDL for 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 4 million men already trust Manscaped. Time to join them.
Right. Let's go over the Raiders defense. First things first, we're going to talk about them defending the run. I just want you guys to just watch Phylon here. Okay. He had a huge game, monster game. We're going to watch him. He's going to penetrate against the run right here. Okay. Do a great job getting upfield, getting into the backfield, and watch what happens. This running back is going to bubble. Okay. The funny thing about this play is it was actually blocked up perfect, except for Darius Phylon coming in here and breaking that up and blowing this up. number 72 actually shoves Perryman into the ball carrier. But because Phylon was here, the guard thinks that we're going to get a cutback here, right? He thinks the back is like in the middle of the field. Darius Phylon throws off the timing of this by getting that penetration. That was the first snap of the game. Okay, and here we go. It's going to be all game. Here we go again. We're going to see him get this penetration into the backfield. Look at this. Just bubble this. Oh, and then extend, shed, finish for a tackle for a loss. Here's another one. Times the snap beautifully. Look at him. He's the first one out. Max Crosby's hand is still in the ground. Look at Phylon. He is all the way in the backfield already. Okay, he's gonna blow this one up. Look at this guy. This guy can't block him. We get a massive bubble here. Just completely ruins this blocking scheme. Okay, he gets in on the tackle on top of it. Fantastic job. But it wasn't just here's another one from Darius Phylon here. Love this one. We're gonna get Darius Phylon going back door on this again, penetration into the backfield. Okay, and then he finishes for a tackle. Gotta love that. Darius Phylon, monster game against the run. He was looking fantastic. Okay, now it wasn't just Darius Phylon. We see Yannick Ngakoue get one. Hey, Yannick Ngakoue sighting. He's not on the ground. He's not on the ground for this rep. Okay.
Yeah, he was a couple times in this
effort. He was. I saw it a couple times, actually. And then also Max Crosby. We're going to see Max Crosby getting here, make a little run stop, go around. That's just freak athleticism. Like, I can't sit here and talk to you about Max Crosby's technique here. Like, he did not do anything that you're supposed to do. Okay. How are you going to make a tackle over here? He went all the way around like this. We're just watching someone special, swim move. He's so far around. He just beats this block, dives in there with a huge wingspan. That's a rare play. And you see him, you see the little, did you see that? Did you catch that, Marcus, during the game where he put the little suit and tie on going to work? Yeah. I think that's a little nod to Henry Ruggs, I think. Now, yeah, Desmond Trufant came in the game, okay, and they went after him early. It was in their game plan, okay? They're going to go a little motion over here on this side. It's going to take this flat defender out of the picture here, and it's going to create a big window for this curl right here. And Desmond Trufant, I don't like his technique here. I don't like his leverage. This is his guy. He needs to be snapped to this guy on that guy's outside shoulder. And I just think he's way too far out, especially if we're going to get Diablo running out here with that motion. I don't think that Trufant needs to be this wide on this route right here. And you see him just, kind of easy pitch and catch for a first down here. Or I think it was a 3rd and 1 that this resulted in, and they sneaked it in for a first down. Okay, so they're going after Desmond Trufant. Here's another one where they're going to go Yankee. Okay, and they got the Yankee just like this, deep downfield, and this is a cover 3 team, so you got to have an adjustment for it. Watch Casey Hayward. Okay, he starts pointing. He's pointing. He's telling Desmond Trufant, hey, you got to get off that, okay? If this is a post, I'm going to overlap to the post. We got the free safety there. We're going to double the post. So he's yelling to Trufant, come off this, okay? But Trufant doesn't come off of it. He got bailed out, though, because that was almost an incredible catch. Just didn't get in, okay, at the very last second. That was a close one. So Trufant got bailed out right there, right? They're still going after him, okay? Same drive. We're going to get a little out route right there, okay? Nothing crazy. I think he gave up 2 yards or something like that, 1 yard on that play. But it was definitely in their game plan. It was a huge part of their game plan going after Desmond Trufant. We got a little blitz coming right here. They're going to play man coverage. Perryman's going to pop out. He's going to play man coverage, and Trufant's at the top of the screen. He's in man coverage on this tight end. Tight end runs the drag, and this is tough when you're in man coverage and you get a drag, especially if you see the picture here. Trufant's going to have to weave through all this traffic just to get there. Okay, but he figures out a way, makes a stop. All right, so it's not all bad from Desmond Trufant, but he was getting targeted early and often. Okay, here's another one. They're going to hit him with a great concept here. Post wheel. Is that what you guys call it? Out and up post wheel, maybe?
Peel.
Peel. Okay. So this is peel in base personnel. We're in cover 3. We get a play action as well. It's a really tough. It's a great scheme shot, and this out and up is going to kind of come free here. Technically, this is on Trufant. He's got to pass this post off to the free safety and come and get in on that. Usually they match this and they'll have someone running with it because when they're in base personnel, they don't have a linebacker to match this. Okay, so a little tricky. They know that they're in base personnel. It was also probably one of a really good throw by Drew Lock, seeing, he's recognizing it, and then the throw back shoulder right here. So good pitch and catch right there. Trufant got caught. It's all good. He's a brand new starter in the scheme. Here we go. Here's another one. They're playing cover 3, and to the backside of cover 3, they always play man coverage. So this is a running back out here, and this is an empty check that they have where the safety will play man-to-man on the back, and then that leaves the corner allowed to play man-to-man on the wide receiver. In that kind of formation, this is how the Raiders adjust their cover 3 package to empty. Okay, they play man on the backside, all right, and then they play zone to the front side. So this is standard cover 3. Okay, even though it looks kind of funny because you got a safety down there in man coverage on the back, this is cover 3. Trust me. Now, Trufant's here at the bottom of the screen, and he's going to get another drag in man coverage. You get these crossing routes. These are tough to defend, and he just gets beat. I think that he does a solid job trying to rake that ball out of the catch point here. You could just see when Courtland Sutton puts his foot in the ground, it takes just a little too long for Desmond Trufant to round that off. Okay. So he's getting targeted here a little bit. Here you go at the top of the screen. Okay. Now this was encouraging. I think this is really encouraging to watch. We're going to get another Yankee variation. Okay. This time though, tell me what this is called, Marcus. When we get it like this, okay, where the tight end is going to fake the post, but then he's really going to run to the corner. Okay, so this is almost like
it's scissors, basically. It's scissors.
So this is it's a play action, and we got this downfield. We got that crossing route again. Remember, Casey Hayward was yelling at Trufant earlier on in the game, said, hey, you got to take that crossing route, and Trufant didn't. Well, they got together on the sideline because, check it out, Desmond Trufant comes off of this, turns around. Just for a quick second, all it takes for Drew Lock to pat this ball and say, this is not a good window for me to throw to before he gets sacked by Max Crosby. So Desmond Trufant credited with that coverage sack. He stepped up. He played better and better as the game went on. And now also, let's talk about the blitz. Okay, they're big into the blitz in this game. I'll just let this one roll while I'm talking about it. Keyshawn Nixon got in on this. Again, penetration. Make the back bubble. Okay, it's a big part of the defense here. We're going to get this blitz from Keyshawn Nixon, and look what happens to the back when he gets his penetration. Okay, it takes this back and he makes him. Now I got to make a move. So even though Keyshawn Nixon misses, okay, it still blows the play up for no gain, minimal gain. Here's another blitz. Okay, we're playing cover 1. Blitz. It's the cover 1 blitz. Okay, so we got a safety in the middle of the field, and then Trayvon Merrick is going to come down here and play man on the slot. Okay, and Keyshawn Nixon again activated as a blitzer. We're also going to get Corey Littleton, who was in the game for a couple snaps, activated as a blitzer off that side as well. And they blocked it up great. They blocked it up. They did a great job of this. It was just, I don't know why this is the concept that they're running, but you see. I think that this is a missed opportunity for Drew Lock because you're going to see Courtland Sutton become open, okay? And instead of throwing to Courtland Sutton, he's throwing short of the sticks to the comeback route, little out route from the stack. And I just think, if it's what is it? It's a 3rd and 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean. You had a chance for a big play. I just think that it was a missed opportunity from Drew Lock right there. Still, great job by the defense to get him off the field. And then this is a good look here. We got a blitz look. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to get a blitz from Keyshawn Nixon off the edge here. Okay, this is that play. This is a pivotal play for the Raiders. Okay, again, they're playing their blitz coverage. Okay, where they got Trayvon Merrick playing man on the slot. Okay, and a safety down here in the middle of the field. Okay, we also have Diablo playing man on the tight end right here. So it's just really standard stuff. Nothing crazy. No crazy coverages. It's a cover one blitz. Okay, off the edge comes Keyshawn Nixon. Right, Drew Lock tries to make something happen with his feet, ends up getting tackled by Keyshawn Nixon. Here's another example, though, okay, of maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity. Merrick and Hayward take this wide receiver. This guy's all by himself, completely empty. The pass rush does prevent Drew Lock, I guess, from seeing this. That probably would have been a first down, though. Maybe if it was a slightly better quarterback. But Keyshawn Nixon, great job hustling down the field here, making a play. You know, I've been on the Keyshawn Nixon bus for a while here, so it's cool to see him play really well, especially when it's like we're talking about making some almost like a game saving or a pivotal play in the game. So Keyshawn Nixon hawks him down, walks him down. Great job by Keyshawn Nixon. So that's it. That's it for me. I thought that it was interesting how much they were blitzing. I meant to, when I saw it, show more of the blitzes because there were a few blitzes in the breakdown. I just didn't name it, so I meant to going into it. I apologize to the listeners, to the audience. I meant to highlight a little bit more of the blitzes there, but they blitzed a lot. They blitzed a ton. Like you're saying, it's Drew Lock. You're seeing him kind of, scramble when he maybe there was a throw to be made, or take something a little earlier than he needed to. So the pressure was definitely getting to Drew Lock. But again, they did play a really good game. There wasn't the offsides penalties over and over again, and some of the undisciplined things that has happened down the stretch after Gruden was fired or had to resign and everything. There was like a few games in there, right, where we're just seeing like no discipline on defense. I think we're getting back to that point where the discipline is coming back on defense. So that's super encouraging to see. And also just to see someone like Desmond Trufant, like usually if you're in a situation like you're in, like the Raiders are in, where Trayvon Mullen goes down, Damon Arnett gets released from the team. Then they got some guy named Brandon Faison who all of a sudden he's playing solid. And they're like, okay, wow, that's a miracle that this happened. But then Faison goes down with COVID. So you're on your like sixth corner. You know what I'm saying? And usually if a team's in that situation, they're like screwed, right? And for Desmond Trufant to like be hanging around, he's like a longtime NFL vet. He literally just has to like understand the verbiage and everything like that, and he's going to be solid out there. So it was encouraging seeing some of his play. He's definitely going to give up short stuff. He's not getting beat deep. The guy is making sure he's not getting beat. He's like, I'm not getting embarrassed out here. Okay, you can go 10 for 60 yards on me. Okay, You're not going 1 for 60 like that. That's Desmond Trufant's thing. So you're going to see him give up some short catches. He's not going to contest a bunch of stuff. The short stuff, he's not going to be super aggressive, but he's going to be savvy, a vet. He's going to stay on top of things. So it was encouraging to see some Desmond Trufant as well.
Yeah, man. I checked out the defense a little bit too, man. I really liked how they played. Phylon was ridiculous the whole game. I mean, he was just nuts. And he didn't play last week, did he? Did he play against the Browns?
I thought he did, but maybe I'm wrong. But okay. Hank was mostly in against the Browns.
Okay, so that's crazy, Dan, because he was balling, man. He was all over the tape, man. He was like, "Oh, it's my chance to play." I feel like I don't know. I feel like these backups they're like, "Oh, it's my chance this time. I'm gonna give it all." So,
and here's also the other thing too to think about, like how much has Keyshawn Nixon played this year? He has fresh legs. Darius Philon, fresh legs. Diablo, fresh legs. Like these guys who are playing on the defense, they're running around not having to have gone through the rigors of actually playing an NFL football game. Camp is tough and everything like that, but it's been like 16 weeks since camp now.
Yeah.
And if this is like your first like serious game action or whatever, you're healthy, you're ready to go. Your legs should be fresh. You shouldn't be nursing an injury at this point that's slowing you down. And you see some guys, right, in the NFL, everyone has to do this, where they have to play through pain and they have to play through injuries. Yannick Ngakoue is clearly playing through something right now, and he's a lot less effective than he has been, earlier on in the season. Okay.
Yeah.
And so everyone has to do that. Every team has to do that. But when you have 8 guys on your defense who are playing through something, it's going to hurt you. Whereas if you got some guys, maybe the depth is comparable. Maybe Keyshawn Nixon is close to Nate Hobbs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Devon Diablo, basically as good as Corey Littleton already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe Dallin Levitt's as good as Jonathan Abram at this point. Like it's not that much of a drop off in terms of the depth is what I'm trying to say. Like the backups coming in and playing. Like these guys weren't like all world. It's not like we're trying to replace TJ Watt here or something, Replacing Corey Littleton. Okay. All right. Replacing Jonathan Abram. All right. Like it's not insurmountable to replace these guys.
Yeah.
With similar talent. And these guys are healthy. So that's even better, at this point.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, the way they stopped the run was encouraging because, the Broncos, Drew Lock was trying to do his best Teddy Bridgewater impression. That's what he was trying to do that whole game. He was like, I'm not turning the ball over today. Like, nobody's going to blame me for this loss. He's like, I'm going to get out of here with a clean slate. He was like, check it down. And like, he didn't throw the traffic like once. He was trying to like
not risking it.
Yeah. He was not doing anything, and I don't know, maybe they play against Chargers. That might help them. He might end up getting some lucky plays out of that and some better schemes. They might not be able to stop the run. They might be able to run the ball better. So them stopping that run was important because Drew Lock was like, I'm managing the game today. So he was expecting to run the ball a lot, take what the defense gives him. He wasn't going to try to take many chances. And you could see that's why he missed a couple of those the reads that you were talking about because he was trying to get rid of the ball. He was trying to make it sure that he was going to get rid of it on time and not cause any issues.
Yeah.
Or try to turn the ball over because how good the defense has been playing all year. So
and frankly, when Drew Lock tries to be a playmaker and tries to like do something, that's when he makes a mistake.
I know.
I'm completely honest with you.
I know.
Like, when he starts like, oh, I'm going to try to scramble around, like, no, like this is a turnover waiting to happen for Drew Lock. Unfortunately for that gentleman, fortunately for the Raiders, going up against Drew Lock is like, it's so funny because even Paul Gunther, like when he played Drew Lock, it was like this best defense in the NFL probably. Like they were like blowing them out. Like last year they had like 4 turnovers against Drew Lock. Mm-hmm. And then this week it's like the only points that they scored was off of turnovers. They couldn't drive the entire length of the field. It wasn't happening for them. So yeah, Drew Lock makes the Raiders defense look good last few seasons.
Yeah,
I don't think that it's a good litmus test for going up against the Browns. Or I'm sorry, going up against the Colts. How much better their coaching staff is, if we're being completely honest. Carson Wentz, obviously, he's better than Drew Lock. He's not without flaws. Like, there's definitely flaws and things that maybe the defense could take advantage of with Carson Wentz. Okay. Mm-hmm. But altogether, this is a way better team. So it's not going to be that easy going up against the Colts. It's going to be a much bigger issue.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to stop them. They're gonna have to get some turnovers. That's basically how this game's gonna have to go. They're going to have to get some turnovers.
Yeah.
They
can't give turnovers. They can't.
And the offense can't give them. That's the base of this game. I mean, if they want to win this game, that's going to be in my opinion, if the Raiders don't turn the ball over and they get some turnovers, that's how they win. That's how they win this game. I mean, and I mean like turnovers, like in their area. You know what I mean? Not like a interception at the 6-yard line after a long drive. I mean, that's a cool turnover. But we need like they need like a strip sack at the 30, or things like that, so you can get up on the Colts and try to get them out of their game, right? Because their game is running the football, but I don't know. I still have a feeling they're gonna come out and pass. I don't know why. I just have this feeling. I have a feeling
you're gonna do their offense.
Yeah, but I just have a feeling because when they played a team that was. The last team they played that was way worse at stopping the run than passing was that was better at stopping the run than they were at stopping the pass was the Bucs, and that's what they did. They didn't run the ball. They came out and they just threw on them all game. And I mean, eventually, they put up 31, and then of course Tom Brady came back because it's Tom Brady, and they put up 38. But they still put up a lot of points on the Bucs because they came out and passed the football because the Bucs were coming up to stop the run. So, Frank Reich, that's why he's always a little bit of a wild card for me. So we could expect 8 in the box, right? And he just might short pass us to death because that's what the Raiders' weakness is short passes.
It might just a weakness.
Nyheim Hines to death. Just 10 catches to Nyheim Hines, Jack Doyle, Nyheim Hines, Jack Doyle, Molly Cox, Jack Doyle, Michael Pittman on a drag.
It's not going to be a bunch of Jack Doyle because Denzel Perriman's going to keep on hitting Jack Doyle, and then eventually, after 3 catches, Jack Doyle's going to be like, okay, hold on.
Relax, right? But Michael Pittman underneath, or Nyheim Hines out the backfield, he's not scared to do that either. He will not be scared to do that. So that's what I'm worried about. The Raiders come in there, we're gonna stop the run, and they come and just dink and dunk them all the way down the field, and didn't run the ball in the red zone. So I don't know.
Look, I gotta dive into the Colts defense. I think it was just confirmed. We don't have to text each other about this. I'm gonna dive into the Colts defense. And we'll see what that's looking like. You're gonna dive into their offense, so we're gonna have a good idea of it. But every week, we always do the same thing, Raider Nation. Okay, we give you guys previews again, and we review the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tape Don't Lie. We hit 166 live viewers, so appreciate every single person who tuned in. We had some questions in the chat, but I'm not going to have time to get around to it. So maybe next time we'll try to make time to get some questions in the chat and make it interactive. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in to the Tape Don't Lie Raiders Film channel. Make sure you hit up Manscaped, promo code TDL for 20% off plus free shipping. Also, make sure you go to the store. Okay, the Bonfire Tape Don't Lie gear shop, and get yourself the Blackout collection. Okay, get yourself something to wear. Rep TDL. Make sure everyone knows that you're the smartest Raider fan out there. That's it, Raider Nation. Follow Marcus Johnson at the Mark John NFL. Myself at BD Williams at 18 on Twitter. Peace.